All right, now we have Sac Charter High School.
Good afternoon. We're from Sacramento Charter High School, and we are
The Dragoneers.
Today we'll present our project for the tiny house, which is the dojo. My name is Tan Hui Mui. I'm a creative designer for the Dragoneers.
Hi, I'm Orlando Rucava. I'm the engineering lead for the Dragoneers.
I'm Noah Delk. I'm the design lead.
I'm Desiree Juan, the construction engineer.
I'm Darson LeGrand, the cost estimator.
The dojo. Our model is to come and stay a while. Our primary function for our tiny house is to minimize the space while maximizing comfort for our clients, young adults, elderly, who want to downsize to live affordably. So designing concept, we got inspired by the Japanese model. Our tiny house will provide a comfort living environment. Our tiny house will promote relaxation for the general welfare. Our tiny house will cost effective and environment friendly.
So our main priorities and reasoning to go by were to establish comfort, relaxation, to establish a sense of luxury for all of our clients, and to be energy efficient and cost efficient with California Going Green.
So our research is solar panel or renewable source of energy, Japanese capsule hotel, recreational vehicle designs, and compact trains designs.
So here's some brainstorming that we had first established in earlier phases.
So as I say, our inspiration are come from the RV vehicle and the Japanese capsule hotel, which are luxurious. The idea is to minimize the space. So our idea is to combine the shower and the toilet into one, which can help the elderly to sit down and enjoy their shower, which don't hurt themselves.
So here's some more sketches that we had established. Some original renderings and sketches that we had included 3 bedrooms, which we downsized later to 2 bedrooms. And here's one design where there was only just 1 bedroom and 1 window. And there's just a whole other layout. And here's another version of the layout where we actually incorporated 2 bedrooms and where we had established an island for the kitchen and several other things, amenities. And here are some final drafts and renderings that we had established.
So much of what you saw in the final or the previous slides are getting closer to our final draft floor plan. So this is just close to what we decided to use. So you can see that we've got 2 bedrooms on either side. The master bedroom's on this side, and the guest bedroom will be on this side. A lot of the elements like the island and table, round area, is something that we decided to take from our previous designs. But if we go on to the next slide, we can see our final, which is pretty much, it's about the same, except we changed a little bit of the bathroom design. But in this version, we get to see precisely which materials we decided to use, as well as the style choices.
So here we have some structural design calculations. Don't get bored yet, these are actually very interesting, fascinating. So a lot of these structural design calculations are for living in California. So when we designed and calculated this model, we made sure that the solar panel could withstand the worst natural case disaster scenario in California besides earthquakes, which is actually a tsunami or storm. So if that were to occur, we calculated the amount of pressure that our solar panel could take before it actually broke, just in case you want your solar panel in a storm for some reason. And so a lot of math that we use right now is actually really applicable to the industry. So the Pythagorean theorem that we use in trigonometry, and a lot of pre-calculus theorems that we use. And that was just used calculating a 45-degree angle. And here's what we use to calculate pressure and the amount of pressure that the solar panel could take and velocity.
Here we have the mock-up of the model home. Here we have the vapor barrier, the vapor barrier, the plywood, the installation, and inside here there is the gypsum, and right here the plywood again. The crucial barrier, and this right here is the barrier. And here we have the solar panel. Here we can adjust.
Yeah, in the solar panel we can adjust it to the amount of sunlight that you want. Obviously, if you're at different points of the day, you want to adjust your solar panel towards the sun more, so you can maximize your energy output. So here was another amenity that you can add to your solar panel, and you can actually motorize it with a crank so that your solar panel can move more efficiently, and that you can actually move it from inside. That's an additional cost that we have to add on.
So, moving on to the final 3D model. As you can see here, this is an axonometric view of the exterior of the trailer. From the outside, we can see that there is a ramp and staircase. The ramp is used to comply with the American Disabilities Act standard to make it accessible for people with disabilities. People in wheelchairs can come up, and it's easier for access. So if we take off the roof and the walls, we can see a proper interior. So we've got, as I said before, the master bedroom is on the one closest to us. The guest bedroom was on the one furthest away. Right next to the master bedroom, we have the bathroom with the kitchen right beside it. Then finally, we've got the living room. So if we take a look at the kitchen from the hallway, this is one of our final renderings. As you can see, we've got our stove and oven, as well as our refrigerator for basic cooking, as well as our island/table that you can use for eating on. And now if we take a step back and go and look at the bathroom, as my colleague said over here, we decided to go with a hybrid toilet / sink in order to save water, as well as it's right next to the shower head, so the elderly or people with disabilities are able to sit down and do their showering needs. Now if we take another step back and go into the master bedroom, we've got a standard full-size bed, which is also outfitted in the guest bedroom. And in order to fit with the more sort of Japanese living design and saving space, we decided to go with sliding doors. So you saw it in our bathroom where we decided to use a collapsible door in order to save space. We have a barn door here. And if we go into the guest bedroom, we have a shoji, which is the Japanese sliding door, in order to protect make the guest bedroom more private from the living area.
The cost and weight estimations. For our final cost for our mobile house, we had it under $50,000. We factored in most things like furnitures, utensils, appliances, and finishes. Over here you can see our cost breakdown. For our weight, we had it under 10,000. Because we factor in most of the things that I basically said for the cost of the mobile house. And if we move on to the next one. More information over the cost.
The weight and the cost include all of the unnecessary, or not unnecessary, but the more luxurious aspects like a television or the solar panel like that. So the cost will vary. It could go down depending on how much you decide to indulge in your luxuries.
And we also provide optional like the TV, beddings, and etc.
So our field trip inspirations, we did go to HGA Architects Office, and they also do structural and interior design. We did go to HED Architectural Office. We did go to Market One, and we did go to our second field trip for the construction site at the Sacramento State new science center that's opening. Those were very interesting. So to elaborate more on HED and what we did there was we looked at Miss Mailu's designs for a school that she's building in Folsom. And that was incredibly interesting to look at, just to see the professionalism used in the office. And it was incredibly interesting also to look at their renderings and visual aspects that they use. And I realized that it's not a lot of complicated math that's involved in architecture. It's really more about inspiration and design. And here we are at HGA's office, and we were just observing some of the more real-life aspect models that they had designed. And we also, even though structural may seem a bit boring to some people, we did get to see a 3D model of the structural design if it was included in a seismic event, which is very disastrous in California. So during that seismic event, a young intern, she showed us what would actually happen during a seismic event. So the building would shake, and we saw how much impact that building could take if it was in that event. That was very interesting. And some more things that we saw were some interior design and renderings for more places that HGA is collaborating with people on. And that was very interesting to look at from an interior design aspect. And here we are at Sacramento State Center, their new science center that they're constructing. That was very interesting and inspirational because we got to see like inside the building. It's very interesting to look at a building from the outside. It's new, innovative, and renovated. But if you really look inside during construction, it's actually very similar to a human body. So the electrical system is very similar to the central nervous system. The I-beams, the metallic structure is very similar to the muscular system and the bones, which keep the building in place. And the plumbing is actually similar to the veins and arteries within the human body. I thought that was really cool. So yeah, here's the outside structure that they had finished. And here's us going up the elevator, which was fun. Here's our video. And I'm the director of engineering and the director of marketing here at the Sacramento Charter High Dream Program.
Hey guys, I'm me. I'm the creative director for Dragon Years.
I'm the director that worries about the estimation.
My name is Angelique, and I'm an electric
is Noah Dell, and I'm the lead architect of Dragoneers. I helped see the tiny home from its inception on the elevations to rough sketches all the way to completion in SketchUp.
And together we have created our product, which is the Dojo.
which is a tiny mobile house that runs on solar energy.
I really had fun creating this amazing project with my fellow associates. Thank you. Yes, so we are Dragoneers, and thank you for your time.